Now, you know, we just talked about the new rules of mortgages, but the emails are coming in about the hidden costs of buying and selling a home. Now, $110 billion is spent every year on commission and transaction fees. Now, if you don't know what to watch out for, you could be hit hard by these hidden costs. And, you know, I don't want that to happen to you. So we've got Bob Sullivan here. Bob, you are the top expert on hidden fees and ripoffs.
Thank you, Carmen. Congratulations on the new show. I think you're going to help a lot of people.
Thank you. Thank you. No, you help a lot of people, and I want you to help us help a lot of people. So more and more buyers are getting hit by these hidden fees and these costs, and they're showing up in places that they've never shown up before, right?
You know, that's right. It's crazy. For as long as anyone can remember, it was the seller who paid the commissions for the real estate agents, those big 6% commissions. But nowadays, some of these commissions and these fees are actually sneaking onto the buyer's side of the ledger. And it's happening in ways that people aren't aware of. Just right before you make an offer on a home, some of these buyer's agents will slip a little document in front of you. If you don't look carefully in it, they might charge you a $500 administrative fee just to cover their office expenses. That's crazy. People are already making $30,000, $40,000 commissions on these deals. But the good news is, if you spot it and you cross it off, I haven't yet heard of an agent who will fight you over that, because they want the big commission and they'll write off the $500, but you have to ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're dealing with big transactions here, but $500, that's a lot of money. It's a big price to pay for anyone. Now, normally, realtors don't budge on those commissions. You mentioned commissions, that 6%. Now, what about today?
Well, it turns out that because of the environment, agents are budging. Consumer Reports just came out with a study this week showing that about 1/3 of folks who bought homes recently managed to negotiate their commission down. Now, even if you negotiate down from 6 to 5%, that can be a lot of money. On a $500,000 home, that's $5,000. Now, it may be a tough 1-hour conversation you have, but if you make $5,000 in 1 hour, that could be the best hour you ever spent.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that comes up to that point. I want to go over to Barbara for a second. Barbara, now you come from that side of the transaction, I mean, both sides of the transaction, but what do you think about that, about these commissions going down or negotiating those?
I think what the Consumer Report also says is the people who negotiated the commissions were just as happy with their broker. But what you won't find in the commission in that particular report or any report is it's much smarter, if you're a savvy seller or investor, to pay the top commissions in your community an extra percentage point. That's what I do. I locate who the top brokers are. The top 10% of all the brokers in the nation are producing 90% of the sales. So if you have that broker on your side and you offer them an extra 1%, they're going to sell your house front and forward. They've got a lot of competition out there, and that's exactly what you need in today's market.
Yeah, I was going to say, in today's market, and Bob, normally I would totally agree with you, but I feel like in today's market, and this is some advice I give to people when they just can't sell their home, I say, listen, that 1%, that 2% even makes a lot of sense if it can get your home off your hands, because it saves you money there. But in a good market, that's something you definitely can do. Now, Bob, you also have a tip, when it comes to brokers, you say it's good to be cynical, right?
You got to understand the motivation behind folks who are working with you when you're buying and selling a home. They make money when the transaction occurs. So there's a really great discussion of this in the book Freakonomics. But just very quickly, they don't make a lot of extra money if they get another $2,000 or $3,000 in sale price for you. So I'm not saying that all brokers are out to get you, but you got to keep them at an arm's length. They might look friendly. My mom loves the white shirts and the press jackets and all that. But in the end, their motivation is to sell the home.
Bob, you said white shirt. So this good faith estimates, give me a 10-second explanation on the good faith estimates, what we need to look out for.
Everybody's entitled to a good faith estimate, but you have to understand it is not legally binding. So you may get one from the bank and it may look like a good deal. It could all blow up a week later or at the closing table.
And listen, you better have the strength to stand up to them and get them to change it back. I know that's what I did. Okay, listen, we are going to go into the new segment, but if you missed any of my how-tos or Bob's when it comes to these hidden costs, any other ins and outs of buying and selling a home, I want you to check out onthemoney.cnbc.com. We'll be back for more right after this.